Hey guys, Untitled Magic here, and just wanted to touch on this little thing quickly because it's kind of becoming a thing. You might have heard there's a new product coming out called Explorers of Ixalan, and it's not the next set, that's called Rivals of Ixalan. And this is coming out November 24th, 2017, and it is a board game, sort of. You could call it a tile game or whatever, but I basically just call everything a board game. I mean, there's people who call like Kittens in a Blender a board game, but you know, Settlers of Catan, that's a board game. I mean, if you're going to sit down and do something with like paper and cardboard, it doesn't matter if it's Monopoly or Cards Against Humanity, it's a board game. I know people are going to disagree with that, but whatever. I mean, it's whatever people bring to board game night. Let's just put it that way. So the breakdown, let's just throw up the details here. It actually does have its own official 3-letter code, E02. That's weird. Just seems kind of random. And you get 4 60-card decks pre-made. They're all Ixalan cards. Now, remember, it said no new cards, so they are not doing the whole, oh, here's some cards that'll be in Rivals, or here's some reprints from 100 years ago. You know, no, they're just like, let's make a product and sell it. Which makes you wonder because, I mean, honestly, $64.99, that's kind of high. But clearly this is not like, hey, here's somebody who usually plays board games, let's get them into Magic with this product. It's like a transitional product. Hell no. I mean, you pick this up and you don't know anything about Magic. Oh, you got to just learn, okay, here's the rules, here's how you set up the board, and also learn all of how to play Magic, all the phases, what all the cards do, etc. Yeah, no, this isn't for new people to Magic. This is not the gateway product. And if it was, it would be $24.99, let's be honest, because it would basically just be a marketing expense. Or like, what, a draw product, or there's some term for it. No, this is basically for Magic players who also play Settlers of Catan. I mean, because it looks awfully similar, kind of. And you know, I play video games, and then, oh, Magic Duels came out. I'm like, cool. Let's do it. Same thing with MTG, whatever the heck generic MMO Cryptic is making. It's like, oh, I like Magic. I also like video games. I'm going to be interested in this and take a look at it. So it makes sense, but I mean, you know, the number of MTG players who also play the common board games, it's not terribly low or high. I mean, it's probably 1 in 3, maybe 50% from what I've talked to. I mean, who doesn't know somebody who's played Settlers of Catan? It makes sense. But I could really see like super serious Magic players not buying this. And that's a pretty super serious MSRP. I mean, it's not the $149.99 from, what was that, planechase Anthology. And this is very similar to planechase. So I don't think it's going to sell great, but looking at it as just a product, I think it's pretty cool. But then the circumstances, the marketing, who's the target audience, all that, that's where it kind of falls apart. But whatever, I mean, it's not like detrimental to the game. I mean, it's not my problem if nobody buys it. So, and like I said, I think it's cool. So do I think it's the best selling item they ever designed? No, but I think it's cool. And I mean, that MSRP is steep, but I might actually pick one up. Now, keep in mind, I run a shop, so I get like 48% off at my vendor or whatever. So even half that, that's a lot of money. So what does that tell you about what I think about the MSRP? So here's the 4 decks that come with it, and they're nice little deck holders. And let's see, it says, you know, they're all 60 cards, no new cards, but you got to wonder if they're going to, you know, throw back to way older sets or put in like, you know, staple cards that aren't necessarily in literally just Ixalan. I feel like they would. I mean, it did say no new cards in parentheses, but it didn't say 100% standard legal either. So in no particular order, we've got, let's see, there's the Vampire Faction deck, which is white-black with flying and lifelink. That would be my thing. And actually just life gain in general, not necessarily lifelink. Then we got the Brazen Coalition, which is the pirate deck. Blue, black, red, and they're all about attacking, fast attacking often, you know, speed rush, and my guess would probably be the raid mechanic. It makes sense. Then we got the River Heralds, which is the Merfolk deck. That is blue-green, obviously, and it focuses on prowess, and it's just, you know, control manipulation and trying to make your creatures a little bit less pathetic. Welcome to blue-green. Then finally we've got the just straight-up dinosaur run-your-face-over kind of deck. The Sun Empire deck, I believe they're calling it. It's white, red, green, which is interesting that they threw green in. And it is ramp, they said, so maybe that would be the green part. And it's just got expensive dinosaurs, so you just try to ramp up and then just drop in some power. Now, I haven't seen a deck list, but these look like really bad matchups for each other. Like, really, really, really bad. The Merfolk one just looks pathetic. And the life gain black-white looks like it's most powerful. The Dino one looks too slow, and the Pirate one looks too sensitive to control. So, wait, I think I just said they all suck. But still, some are way faster than others, and that's never a good matchup. But I feel like they would know that, and they'd do something to level it out. So I guess it's meant to be up to a 4-player game, and the point is to reach ORAZCA, but you don't win, you just get the ORAZCA tile, which is kind of neat. And it is like horrifically powerful, so then hopefully you win the game from there. So other than, you know, the board pieces, it's just a standard multiplayer game of Magic. Last man standing wins. And I would bet you could probably do a 2 versus 2 team battle too, or like two-headed giant. I mean, I can't imagine why you wouldn't. It might not work the best, but you could also mod the decks. Now, the other cool things is, from what I understand about this, you could just bring your own deck. I mean, you'd stomp the living crap out of everybody else, but if everybody brought their own deck, this is just a nice little game modification, kinda. So how it works is you got these tiles. I'm sure I got the artwork up at this point. If I don't, go back and fix it. You guys love how I, like, leave myself video editing notes, like, for myself in the future. I'm literally just talking to myself. Okay, I'm going to start calling future editing desks my editor, because that'll sound so much more prestigious. So anyway, you start with this cool looking tile thingy, and I guess you got to like buy your way into it. Like you can only, well, and you pay mana to flip them over. But you kind of buy your way to the middle, and then I guess one of the middle 4 is probably ORAZCA. And I think, you know, the whole 136 thing, that's pretty cool. And they do all kinds of stuff. So let's take a look at the samples that they gave in the video. This one says Cannons to Starboard. It's a quest, which, by the way, a lot of these are quests. It says the next time you deal combat damage to the player on your right, draw a card. That's kind of neat. So you just kind of hold that tile until you do it, and then you get the benefit. So it's real simple. I mean, you wouldn't even really need to read much of the rules. It's just, oh, here's like an extra bonus card, sort of, or an enchantment, or an emblem, or whatever. Next up, we got High and Dry, the Pirates Market, which is my favorite place in the storyline so far. It's a site, and at the beginning of your end step, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. So this is kind of like an emblem, I guess, because it can't be interacted with. I heard that you can steal tiles from opponents, somehow. Probably another tile says steal any other opponent's tile or whatever. But other than that, it's basically an emblem, so that's kind of cool. So, I mean, it's like, yeah, just discard a card, and if you do, draw a card. Now, instead of draw, then discard in case it's bad, so it's not that good, but still, you know, extra card cycling. That's kind of neat. You can get some lands out of the way, maybe. Next up, now this one's insane. So this is an event. It goes off instantly. It's just like a bonus spell that goes straight onto the stack, I guess. The Bloodfast ends. For each opponent, destroy up to 1 target permanent that player controls. So whether you can hold on to this until it's advantageous, or if it goes off instantly, I'm not sure. They haven't really specified. Either way, that's pretty damn good. I mean, that's just crazy. It's like your choice, and it's 1 each. I mean, dang. Notice it doesn't say non-land permanent, so... And obviously, you guys can see why I'm saying this is basically planechase, because it's basically planechase. These are like weaker versions of the plane mods. I mean, you know, look it up if you're interested. Then, of course, we've got ORAZCA, the Golden City. So this is a site, so you hold on to it, acts like an emblem, I guess. And get this, when you reveal this tile or take it from another player, see, there's that, draw 2 cards. Boom. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, draw 2 cards and deal 3 damage to each opponent. Whoa. So yeah, they weren't kidding when they said the ORAZCA tile is pretty damn powerful, and the whole point is to get to it and hold it. And that does, you know, match with the storyline. It's kind of cool to, like, progressively make your way through the jungle, and then, you know, the outside is, like, water, so it's shaped like an island. I just love everything about this. It just looks so cool. It's kind of chaotic without being just absolutely bonkers insane like planechase is. It's just kind of neat. You get these little assistances outside of even your deck. So if you're like, oh, I'm drawing dead. They already killed all my mythics. I've got nothing good left in my deck. I'm going to lose. Oh, the great equalizer. I've got this awesome tile. So overall, just as a product, it looks really fun. I would totally want to play it. I think the price is pretty darn steep, but you get 4 decks. I mean, that's kind of cool. But I guess if this is targeted at Magic players who are used to investing a lot of money into special Magic sets and stuff, I mean, this isn't that much more expensive than like an FTV, I guess, except it's like super playable. And I guess you could teach people how to play Magic with it, except then they'd show up to F&M and be like, where are the tiles? And you're like, oh yeah, that's right, they added that. Now, the other thing is, I said earlier, oh, it would be even cooler if these were 100% standard legal decks, but I am 99% sure that in the artwork I spotted Lightning Helix. That's a darn good card, but it hasn't been legal since, oh boy, at least like Gate Crash, I think it was. So you can't exactly bring these to F&M, which then it's like, who are they targeting? Are they really targeting Magic people, or are they just targeting board game people? I have a feeling they're going to, if somebody buys it, they're going to try to teach them how to play Magic with like the guide, like the super turbo, okay, here's how the phases work kind of thing, and just hope that the person kind of gets it right. But then they're like, okay, I want to play Magic and I've got a deck. Oops, I can't play with these unless I enter Modern, and I would not take one of these decks to Modern. Just throwing it out there. Like I said, haven't seen a deck list, but I'm just throwing it out there. I don't think that's a good idea. By the way, I think one of the other cards in the artwork was Vampire Nighthawk, so yeah, this is like really not legal. Now the only other factor is, what do the total value of the singles in these add up to? Because that might justify the price, although they should have just put in like weaker cards or just said who gives a crap and just made it $40. I mean, I just can't see people really wanting to spend above 40 on this, and that's just going to cripple it. So besides the fact that from a marketing and a business and a product standpoint, I can't figure out who this is for, set that aside, this product looks awesome, and I'm going to try to get my hands on one if I can. And hopefully if I pick it up, I'll be able to convince people to, when we're playing like 4-player Commander, to just get out their Commander decks and then also add the tiles. Because, like I said, it looks like you can drop this into just any kind of set. I hope it doesn't say if you're playing the dinosaur deck or something on one of the tiles, because that would be stupid. But I haven't seen anything like that yet. I mean, I've played Commander Planechase before. It's completely wild. I've played Modern Planechase, I've played Standard Planechase, I think we even played Sealed Planechase. And trust me, alternative versions of Magic are hilarious and like twice as fun as real Magic. I mean, if you haven't played like Two-Headed Giant, Emperor, that Star thing, whatever, Blitzkrieg, I mean, there was even Solitaire. Okay, that one's not very fun. That was just sad. Planechase, of course, that's totally nuts. I mean, just find some alternative version of Magic and play it just for fun sometime. It's hilarious. Because you think you got your deck all dialed in and it's all figured out and you're good to go, and then everything just gets turned on its head by whatever modifiers you're playing with. So I am very curious to hear what you guys think about it, because this looks really, really, really interesting. Do you think it's an appropriate price? Would you buy it based on the value of the singles in it, which seems to defeat the purpose because you'd kind of want to keep the 4 perfectly even decks together? Do you just want it for the tiles and you want to play with your own decks? Do you usually not play casual? You only play competitive, so you don't care about the product? And, what do you think of the price overall? And the number one question, do you intend to buy it? Let me know down in the comment section, and I will see you guys next video.